Hello out there. It's a progress report, or a lack of progress report. I've got the pump hooked onto it down there. It comes up to a self-priming pump that I use for many different things. I pumped a lot of fuel oil with that, pumped this and pumped that. I pumped it into a 5-gallon bucket. This bucket here is full. I thought that circuit would run a little bit. It blew a few bubbles, but you can kind of see that's what it looks like. I'll have to check the temperature of it. Anyhow, that should have that line dry. I'm letting it kind of drip dry. But what I did is I broke it at the top of the pump off. The boiler's valved off right here, and I broke it here so it would come down. I'm about ready to break the lower bolts loose and see what it looks like up there. That gasket, look at the daggone squirrel's been chewing on it there to see the clean part right there. That gasket on this side, on that circuit, doesn't look that bad, and I'm not sure exactly what was leaking down there. So, but I know I had to drain this circuit to work on the greenhouse. So I'm going to, I guess I'll put you guys on the thing. I don't know if you can see, that gasket really doesn't look too good. I got to put you on the tripod and just kind of work at it here a little bit. I'll keep you, I guess I'll put you on this side over here. Kind of hard working it. Always need a camera person, but never have one. Of course, the tripod isn't very level, so you're just going to have to, I like to get it down and see how bad that gasket really looks. It might have been leaking. I got to put my hand out to see where the camera's there. I think it's on there. Just got a little tie-off thing here to hold it up. I think that'll hold it. Yeah, that seems like it's holding it all right. I got my wrenches down here. You know, maybe I'll put another just in case, just in safety. I don't know whether I'll need it or not. I don't have a fancy knot in this one. I'm just going to tie it, figuring it isn't going to get used. Of course, I can't tie very good. It's cold out here. It's in the 30s. Of course, that's not a good knot to get undone, is it? I hope I don't have to use that. These are 5/8 and 11/16. I don't know why they don't have them always the same size, but they don't. And I guess I could use a ratchet. I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I am. That's like me, always going the wrong way. I guess I could have gotten one of my ratchet wrenches in there, made it go a little faster, and maybe I'll do it on the bottom one. I'm not going to keep you too long. I just want to see what the look like of that gasket is, and I thought you might want to come along for that unveiling. It's kind of like a, oh boy, that doesn't want to come out of there. The gasket's squished around that bolt pretty good. Of course, this is going to kind of make it awkward for getting in here, isn't it? I don't know, that came out pretty, that seemed pretty loose. How bad is this going to bounce? Well, it ain't bouncing down too much, is it? I don't think I need the wrenches. To the floor. Maybe I do. Got tight toward the end. Nah, there it goes. My fingers are so cold that they're not working the way I would like them to work. Well, we got it down. Can't get the bolts out. They're stuck in the gasket up the top part. Well, the pump isn't in the way, is it? Wow. I don't know if this will be like a head gasket and I'll be able to look at it and see whether it was leaking there or not. Oh, got to bleed. You know you're doing the job right if you got a little red stuff showing. I guess as you get older, your bark gets thinner and thinner and thinner. I guess you're in there. Yeah. The screen on my camera's smaller than my eyeballs. So I have a hard time seeing that from time to time, like every time I use it. Looks like the gasket's going to come off and not be too hateful. I guess I spoke too soon. Of course, being the prepared person that I always am, not. I didn't bring a gasket remover, but I have a I don't like that one. A paint scraper. I scrape down the boiler from time to time, and I guess that's why they're out here. There's a bunch of them out here. Well, it certainly wasn't leaking in that spot, was it? Well, it's not as brittle as I thought it was going to be, and I guess it was sealed all the way around there, or maybe it was leaking all the way around there. I know one problem that you have is some of these come in and they're real thin models, and you can't, when you torque them down, they bend. So that's one thing that I got to look at, and I don't think it is. But now somehow I got to get in here and wire wheel it, and I don't have any towels for my hands. Where are we at time wise? We're only at 7 minutes. We're not too bad. Let me wipe my hands down, put my mittens on, put my eyewear on, and give that a little bit of a I don't have much battery left in my charger up, or in my thing here. Maybe I have just enough to clean that. And what did I do with my flashlight? Here it is. I'm not a go fast type of guy. Yeah, that's if I could take you in there for the look, I would, but it's going to be too hard to do that. But I could use the light. Got to see the light here. If it stays there, I'll be all right. That don't look too bad. That's going to be a challenge up here, though. Let's see. And I can't see it. Can't get there. Can't get there from here, guys. Must be cleaning something. There's a lot of crack coming off. I can see stuff coming off in the light. Let's see what we got here now. I still have a little bit of crud in the back there. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I could probably leave the crud there, but I think I can get it off. That's where that gasket was stuck like a rock. Oh man, I keep slipping on stuff here in my feet because I got that big trench there, and then I got the wire here for the pump. I'm gonna end up in that hole. Can you imagine? I used to do this for a living. Work on boilers. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm alright with that. Alright, we'll set this out of the way so I don't set something on the switch and to get it going. I will put it over here in the over there area. Now I will get a gasket out. There's two different sized gaskets here too. I like the smaller one. Actually, it's not smaller. I'll show you what the difference is. See this one here? So there'd be more surface area in this one here. So that's the one I'm going to use. Because, and then I got all these nice bolts. It's nice to have spare, but I can't get into the bag. I need to get a pair of scissors. You guys watch that while I get a pair of scissors. I know I have some over here someplace. Now, that's a pair of scissors. I got the gasket over there. I got the bolts in my hand so I can easily drop them in the pit. Well, I didn't drop the bolts in, but I still have potential to drop the nuts in. Don't ask me why I'm putting the bolts down. I got no idea. I do not want to put silicone on this because if you put silicone on it, oh lordy, they have a tendency to squish out easier. So I don't put silicone on it. I sure wish I had somebody to start this bolt though, or hold that pump up. Got to be kind of look at that. I didn't even drop the bolt. I have the potential to do it one more time though. Woo, my hands are frozen. They ain't working right. There. Not too shabby. Now if I can just remember what direction to go. I could have got I think between doing this one and the next one, the bottom one, I'm going to go in and get a ratchet wrench. I just was a little bit unprepared. I don't want this thing tight. I just want it snug for now. Kind of want to tighten them up evenly, you know what I mean? Kind of like a head gasket. Boy, that looks really out of whack, doesn't it? Just coming back into proper alignment. Now it's snug. It's not tight. I'll snug them down a little bit tighter later. But I'm a lot happier with a new gasket there, and it wasn't too bad. I got to put a new gasket on the bottom. Yeah, I used to do this for a living. Need my head checked, don't I? Change more pumps than you can imagine. Pumps big enough that 100 horsepower pumps, little pumps, any kind of pump that you can imagine. I changed pumps. That's mostly what I did in the boiler section, change pumps. That looks good, guys. Now my hands are all cruddy. Wrenches are on the ground. We're at 16 minutes into the video, and I'm going to go in and get a ratchet wrench for the one down here, and shine it all up. I oil these things. I oil these things constantly. I probably oil them once a week because they run a lot once you get into cold weather, and the oil drops down. So all down in here is a real mess, but I don't really care. And you can oil these pumps here. You can oil. See, they got a little cap. That one's got an oil spot. I don't like that one. It should have a little cap on it. Newer model. Anyhow, I'm going to get a ratchet wrench for those. I got all this cleaned up. The bin back here is cleaned up. I forgot to put my cover back on there. I don't even know what I did with it. Oh, it's behind me. Anyhow, I got the new gasket on here. I only put it on the bottom. There's still some old gasket up here. I'm just going to let it go. This is metal on metal, so it really seals up pretty good. I've got all this cleaned up through here. I got all this cleaned up, ready for the cat. That I used to have insulated. I'm not going to insulate it this year. For years it wasn't insulated, and it gets warm, and the cat's like sleeping under it. So I insulated it, and then I was having problems with condensate. So the condensate is what ended up kicking me in the butt on this one. So that's I'm not going to put that back on. What else is going on that I can tell you? Not much. So gotta get this one done. I might fire it up tonight, but I kind of don't think so. I did have this circuit open, running it, and I was running the filter just to clean things up. The antifreeze, I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't really look that bad. It's dark in color. And I got a whole big bucket here. But as far as clear, it's crystal clear. And I haven't filtered it yet this year, other than just a couple minutes the other day, just checking pumps and making sure things aren't leaking. So anyhow, and that's leaking a little bit. You can see where it dribbled down. And anyhow, I got to cover this up so the cat doesn't get in it. That would kill the cat instantly, just about. And it's I'll put it back in. I also have, like I said, I've been working on that leak in that greenhouse for time. I have 2 more buckets of it over there that I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll just tie into my expansion tank over here. That's a homemade expansion tank. I'll open the bleeder up there and put it in here and just pump it right back into the tank, and then it'll fill the boiler as it expands and contracts. It'll suck that right in there to where this boiler here remains completely full. Yeah, it overheated. There's a safety valve on it up there if it needed to be, and if it ran out of water because of a leak, it has a, I don't know if you guys can, I don't think you can see it right there. There's a low water cutoff on it, so that'll shut it down too. But all that won't shut it down. Nothing will shut it down if that air gets frozen open. So I got to come up with another plan for that, another different style air intake for it. So anyhow, I'm glad you stopped by, and I am going to change the other gasket, get a ratchet wrench, and then probably go in the greenhouse because I have lights in there, and work on there until I get it. And I might fire it tonight, don't know, probably not. See you later. Bye bye.